Some of the most powerful and important skills you'll develop as a designer actually have nothing to do with how amazing your designs look or even the tools that you use. They're the things that will shape the way you think, how you present your work, and how far you grow as a designer. Hi there, my name is Abby and I'm a graphic designer. In this video, I'll be sharing 5 non-design skills that will take you further in your creative journey. This is for you if you're just starting out or even if you're just looking to level up. So let's jump right into it. The first non-design skill every designer needs to develop is communication. Communication is everything. I mean, it's one thing to create a great design, but it's another thing to communicate how you landed on that great design and why you landed at that great design. So you've created that amazing design, but you can't explain why you chose the font or the colors. You can't even explain why you chose that particular layout. You need to learn to communicate every step of the way with your client or with your teammates or your subordinates or whoever it is you're working with. Being able to communicate your design choices is absolutely important. And then let's even step away from the design aspect. Being able to communicate via email, maybe about your design process or where you are in your design process, is absolutely important. Letting people know what you're doing at every step of the way, especially if you're working in a team, shows great teamwork. Being a good team player is all about communication. Yes, I've made mistakes in the past where maybe I wasn't communicating properly, taking my teammates along, and I learned the hard way. And you really don't need to. Learn to communicate first your design decisions, why you chose the things you chose, why you design things the way you design, and then learn to communicate within your team, or if you're a freelancer, learn to communicate with your clients, learn to take them along. Communication is key in building trust when you're a designer. You could be the most amazing designer in the world, but if you lack communication skills, people wouldn't really enjoy working with you, and honestly, you don't want that. The second non-design skill every designer needs to develop is storytelling. Every design has a story, whether it's a logo, a flyer, a poster, whatever it is, it has a story. Being able to walk through your designs and explain why you chose what you chose. I mean, there was a time when I created a brand identity for a client, and why the client really loved our presentations because I was able to explain, oh, I chose these colors because they align with your values, or I chose this font because it's soft and rounded and it fits the tone of voice that you want your brand to carry. You should be able to tell the story of your design. And then once you're able to tell the story, you can easily connect with the brand's audience. Who are the kind of people that the brand is targeting? Know what they like and the things that they react to. And then that is how you can create your brand to connect with those people. And you can only do this through storytelling, using the brand's values, using meanings behind certain things about the brand. Or does the brand have a backstory? Can you bring that into the design? Being able to weave all that into your design that would connect effectively with the audience of the brand. That is a super skill that every designer needs to develop. The third non-design skill every designer must have is critical thinking. It is not enough to just create something that is beautiful. You need to be strategic about your design. Is it solving the problem it's meant to solve? The things that I chose in this design, do they have the effect that the client or the brand needs? So whenever you're starting a design, you need to ask the real question. Who is this design for? And then you think, what will appeal to the audience of this brand? What will drive sales? If I add this or add that, is it going to encourage the audience to interact with the brand? What will connect with the emotions of target audience? You need to think strategically. Okay, I'm creating a flyer. Where do I place the date that it would be more obvious? Where do I place certain information that will make it easy for the user to scan through. It's really not just about being pretty. So yes, critical thinking is important. It goes way beyond beautiful design and more into the purpose of the design. The fourth non-design skill every designer needs to have is building a learner's mindset. The design world is constantly changing, it's constantly shifting. New tools are constantly coming up. Even the existing tools keep improving and adding more features. And you need to have a learner's mindset to be on top of all these things, because you don't want to be stuck in like the old ways when there are better ways to get to do things. You need to embrace learning by doing, asking questions, and getting feedback. Forget about trying to be an expert in the field. You need to be a sponge. I mean, new things come up every day. You cannot be an expert at everything, but it's good to always be updated in what's new, what's happening, so you can know the things and the tools that will help your work better, tools and the platforms that will work for your clients or the business that you work for. So you need to be okay with not knowing everything. You need to be okay with researching, Googling, learn something new. I mean, find something new to learn every other week and keep yourself updated. The fifth non-design skill every designer must have is confidence. Confidence can help you take up space in an industry that can feel rather intimidating. Yes, there are people that will be better than you, but you need to be confident in your skills. You need to be confident in your ability. Confidence is really not about knowing everything. It's about trusting your work, trusting your voice, and showing up regardless. I mean, share your work, pitch ideas, speak up in meetings, and when you do these little things, you find yourself growing, you find your confidence growing. One thing I've come to realize is that confidence comes after doing. If you wait to feel confident before you do something, you probably will never do that thing. So just keep showing up, keep lending your voice, and with time, you'll see that your confidence in yourself and in your work will grow astronomically. So yes, it is good to learn your tools, practice those skills, improve those skills, practice your layout, your color theories, get your design fundamentals down to a T. But these are the skills that will carry you when things get really hard, when imposter syndrome wants to drown out the voice of reason in your head, or even when you're stepping into new opportunities. I hope this video was helpful. Comment and let me know which of the non-design skills resonated with you more and which ones you think you really need to work on. And I'll see you in my next video. Bye.